Hi. So this is a short bonus video that goes with step 3 of the 7 steps for biblical accuracy class. And this is about how to dig deep and drill down to find a topic in the Bible for which you don't know where it is. So, and the topic that I drilled down on is Christian suffering. So first thing I did was get into the app, and that's the Strong's Concordance app. I plugged in the word suffer. It came up that it is used a total of 166 times. Out of that 166 times that it came up, I found that there was a total of 10 Hebrew words that were translated suffer and a total of 13 Greek words translated suffer. So the next thing I did was look at each one of those Hebrew words and see what the Hebrew word was. I found that there was no Hebrew words that meant pain and suffering as we understand pain and suffering, or understand suffering. Then for the Greek words, I found that there were actually 4 of the Greek words out of the 13 that did have pain as part of their definition. So I'll just quickly go over those. There was 3804 and 3805, which had basically the very same description: undergo hardship or experience pain. And it was used 12 times. Then there was 3958, explained as experience sensation or impression, usually pain. And that was translated a total of 38 times. I found a lot of times this was used in conjunction with the suffering that Christ endured for our sake. The last one, which was just used 2 times, was 4841, and it was experience pain jointly to sympathize. So what I did next is I took these 4 Greek words, took the numbers for them. I went into the Strong's Concordance app under the Bible section. I clicked on the magnifying glass, and when you click on the magnifying glass, you can either put in a word or a couple words. You can even put in a phrase, but you also can put in the Greek and Hebrew numbers. So I put in each one of these Greek and Hebrew numbers individually, and then when the verses came up, I read each verse, and if they weren't clear, I read some context around it. I identified 11 verses which were specifically talking about Christian suffering. I read through the context of each of those 11. As I read through that, there was no indication that God is the source of Christian suffering. Now, there were 2 verses that used God's will concerning Christian suffering, and they left me confused. And so those 2 I did more digging into to clarify exactly what it meant by God's will. And so we did that. We worked those 2 verses during step 3 of the 7 steps for biblical accuracy class. So I hope this little description was helpful.